And now I want to talk about Ogata Korin. So you have to work on a discussion post on Rimpa. And the name, like a Rimpa, comes from Korin's name. So they took the Rin and say, oh, we are Rimpa. We are following Ogata Korin. So Ogata Korin originally came from a very wealthy merchant family, but they were based in Kyoto. And then now Tokugawa family made a political capital in Tokyo, right, on the east side. Somehow the textile business was not going very well. So in order to revive his family wealth, he became sort of a decorator. He provided interior design, and many of these screen paintings are part of room decorations. And this is his ideas. Just like a decorative graphic motifs on kimonos, he's going to use one or two focused subject matters and make it pretty. So these beautiful iris flowers. But that's not it. Like there are irises. This is one of the most famous topic of Rimpa school. But some iris flowers are drawn with other props. These are bridges. So you have one panel and there is another matching panel. So together it makes a pair. And the other pair is here. So you have again like this little bent bridges. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So there is a river, like a small stream, and you have to cross over it, and it's called 8 flanked bridges. Yatsubashi. Like somehow the bridges are bent 8 times. But this one has literary connotations. So in Ise Monogatari, again from the Heian period, there are a lot of poems on love and journey. And this famous one is coming from here. So there was a merchant, or it's not even a merchant, like a peddler, right? Like a sort of UPS delivery man standing next to Yatsubashi, was standing there and thinking of his wife. So I have a beloved wife, familiar as the skirt of a well-worn robe. And so this distant journey fills my heart with grief. So he's sad that he has to leave a journey again, but he really misses his wife, right? Like as one as familiar as the skirt, like a clothes, or it's more like your comfortable PJ kind of thing, right? So it's referring to this. So Ogata Korin's works overall, Yatsubashi, they usually have this kind of literary connotations. So this one, the 8-flanked bridge, is also made into a little gift box, inkstone box, and so forth. And some of the stories of Genji Monogatari, or for example, Ise Monogatari, are depicted on this type of decorative box as well. But the point I wanted to make is, if you see on the bridges, do you see a little bit of water drops here? It is called Tarashikomi technique. Tarashikomi. So Ogata Korin is not bound by Kano style of rigid traditions. Like he's starting a new style, right? So he mixed colors directly on this painting. And because this is paper, like a paper is well treated with many layers of ink, but this is like you are putting another water mark directly on top of the painted surface, then it creates sort of a water residue. So he was bold in creating this type of various techniques. Tarashikomi technique, dropping ink on the painting. And then, so these are lacquers. He was very good at designing lacquers. And then this is another masterpiece called the red and white plum blossoms. So there are plum blossoms. These are like this white one is one panel, and then the red one is one panel. And sometimes if you close the door, you can have this central string together. But otherwise, you can imagine that this ends here, right? So like a one piece and another piece together, pair of two-fold springs. So here he also made a bold attempt. That is, do you see like a green patinas over here? So this is he again applied some strong colors directly on the paper, not on the palette, so that it ends up having this kind of watermark or residues. And then gold foils, you can see, gold foil usually come in this type of unit. You can sometimes see, their size. It's just like a almost square piece, very thin gold piece, like a cooking foil, right? Like our cooking foil is made of aluminum, but you can make it with gold, right? And then so you glue them together. So you can see, so many of them, grid pattern, and then they only have a very little overlap so that you save enough gold, right? You don't want to overlap like half of them, right? And then he also used the silver. And where he used silver, like here. So it's a dark background, and then he created wave in with silver containing pigments, but silver over time, instead of being metallic silver, they became sort of a blackish, right? They change colors. So that's what you end up looking at here. Originally, it should be like a beautiful shiny silver, but over time, it became oxidized, right? Like the contact with the oxygen and became dark. But even today, if you see this with direct sunlight coming through, then you can see a little bit metallic particles inside. It's still very beautiful. So they use a lot of minerals as colors. So do you see like this in different photographic reproduction, you see almost like a purple, right? And these are all like a silver containing ink. This one too. Harashikomi technique. So this type of Limpasco's painting was exhibited later in world expositions. People call it like a world fair or world expositions that started from 1841-ish. Gustav Klimt, who was living in Vienna, Austria, he saw one of those painting by Cohen, and he was very inspired by it. So do you see that gold leaf, right? Like he used those, but in his case, this is not real gold leaf. He just painted it. And then as if this is a paper cut out, like a decorative surface, you see on the clothes of this man and woman, lovers, the kiss.